And good morning, everybody. Welcome on in. For those of you listening on our app or on snsnonline.com, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, blah, 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 any of those social media kind of things. We are live here at Main Street in Jewett City. I'm Mike. Usually we have our co-host, Rich Waslick, but he's not here today just because of the fact that he's feeling under the weather. And, well, you know, I told him quit being a wuss, but, you know, he's got a bad back, so make sure he gets well soon. John Harden was going to come in, but then he couldn't make it today, so it's pretty much me, myself, and I. However, it is not really that way, because if you can take a look, also we have a couple of young gentlemen in the studio. Now, you may not recognize them just in their normal streetwear, but if you put on a couple of Norwich Sea Unicorn uniforms, you might. So these are the Yaworski Brothers from Brooklyn. Are you from Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, yep.
Brooklyn, okay. So good morning. Why don't you introduce each one of you introduce yourselves?
Good morning, Mike. My name's Hans Yaworski. We're both from Mitchell College, but we're currently playing in the Norwich Sea Unicorns, and it's going to be a good summer.
All right. So, and you're?
I'm Bo Yaworski. I'm Hunter's little brother.
Okay. Who's better?
Bo had a better season than me at Mitchell, so I guess he's on top right now.
Now, are you a senior?
Yeah, I was a senior. I just graduated.
Oh, you graduated. Okay,
did,
so you're done. So where and you are?
I was a freshman this year.
You're a freshman. Okay. So there's a few years, between you guys.
Yes.
So now you're both on the Sea Unicorns playing in the Futures League. What goes? I mean, how do you get onto a team like the Norwich Sea Unicorns? Because kind of like what we were talking about before, you get people that go into the stadium. This is a big deal, So how does this happen?
Right. So last year, after my junior year, I had a good season. I had a breakout season at Mitchell, and the Sea Unicorns were new to the Futures League, and they were putting a roster together pretty quick. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of my ticket in. My coach recommended me, and
Your Mitchell coach.
My Mitchell coach, right? Okay. Yeah, he got me on the team, and I've been in Norwich ever since, and it's a great team. I love playing for Coach Belinsky, and it's going real well.
Good. And how about you? I mean, you're the younger one out of the bunch. I mean, are you one of the younger guys on the team?
Yeah, I think I'm the youngest guy on the team.
So how do you get on the team? How do you make the team?
So I think it helped that Hunter was already on the team.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I also had a pretty good season at Mitchell.
So give me an idea. What is a pretty good season at Mitchell? What were your stats?
I batted around 400.
Oh, geez, that's nothing.
My on-base percentage was around 580, something like
nice.
that. I had 5 home runs.
Very good. Very good. So are you more the power hitter?
Usually
your dad's like, no.
Usually not. Hunter's got a lot more pop than I do. But
okay. All right.
I ran into a few this year.
All right. Now, who's the outfielder?
I'm the outfielder.
You're the outfielder,
yep.
And you're playing
first base.
First base?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, are these your natural positions or?
Yeah, I also play outfield and I also pitch too, but first base has always been my primary position.
Gotcha. So your coach recommends you to be on the Sea Unicorns and stuff. Why don't you give us an idea what the Futures League is all about? Because there's been a lot of different change through the last couple of decades at Dodge Stadium. Great place to watch a ball game. Of course, it started with Tater the Gator and the Norwich Navigators, and it went from there to what we have now, which I think is still great baseball. It's, great local baseball and a great time to get out to the stadium. How do we go from the short season single A Tigers to the Sea Unicorns?
Right. I can't really say much about the transition between the leagues, but I will talk about the Futures League. It is really good baseball. We play around 65 games, somewhere around there. So we're playing every day. We get Mondays off usually, but every day we're out on the field. And there's, I believe, 8 teams total in the league. And these kids are pulled from really all over the country. And it's a good mixture of, there's a lot of younger guys. There's also some older guys like me. I'm 22 now. Are
you considered like one of the senior athletes?
Yeah,
I'm 22.
Right. Yeah. So I'm one of the older guys on the team. So there's definitely a leadership role there, which I really enjoy. I had a leadership role at Mitchell College, so it's kind of carried on into Norwich.
Gotcha. You wanna caveat off of that, or?
And yeah, I don't know what it's like to play pro ball, but it kind of feels like
this. Kind of feels like you're playing pro ball, doesn't it?
This is what I would imagine pro ball to feel like. You show up to the field every day, play a game every day, get an off day once in a while. So it's fun.
Travel days.
Yeah.
Yeah. What team is do you have a favorite team in the Futures League to play?
To play against maybe the New Britain Bees because there's a couple Mitchell guys on that team too. So it's always cool to see some of your former teammates playing on the opposing team. But all the teams are competitive with each other, and it's usually a pretty close run in playoffs. So it's a good time.
Same thing. You do have some friends that are also playing on other teams, or?
Yeah, like you said, there's some former teammates on the Bees. I haven't played all the other teams yet because this is only like my 6th day here.
Oh, okay. So you are really new on the team.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I played.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. But I played in Worcester a few days ago, and that was fun.
I would think that would be fun. I was always a big baseball guy, and I played, I went right through the entire system here in Jewett City from Little League right up on through high school and stuff like that. We didn't have any kind of experience like the young athletes today have, like with, I never would have thought, that this would be something in this area right now. There's a lot of great local baseball that I don't think people are aware of.
Right.
What's it like walking on to, like, instead of Mitchell College, which is one experience. What's it like walking onto the field at Dodd Stadium?
Yeah, Dodd Stadium. It's a privilege to be playing on such a big stadium, and you get a few more fans there in Norwich than at Mitchell. Mitchell's very small, so to step onto the field at Dodd Stadium and hear the crowd cheering it's different, and it's a lot of fun. And, with the Futures League, with me playing so many games, it's just an opportunity to get a lot better and just being on the field every day.
So in a way, it's kind of like the Connecticut Tigers. That's more of an That's more of an instructional league, right?
Yeah.
Right. And is that kind of what you guys are facing too? Is it more instructional or not?
It's good summer ball. A lot of the teams do take it, as serious as college ball. These are all college athletes, so they're looking to get better, and everyone's looking to win. So,
very, very good. What about you? What's it like to hear your name over the PA system?
Oh, it's pretty cool. What I've learned is that if you're locked into the game, it doesn't really feel any different than any other game.
To it, right?
But if you stop for a second and just look around, like it's pretty cool to like realize where you are.
What was your first at bat like at Dodge Stadium? I mean, I would be like this, walking around, looking around, and probably ordering a beer, but they don't serve that at home plate.
No, honestly, it just kind of felt like any other at bat.
Really?
I was just trying to stay relaxed because as soon as you get nervous, you're
I'd have marked out, man. I would have marked out. How about you? What was it like your first experience going to the plate?
Yeah, it's. I've been up at bat probably 1,000 times. So just stepping up there just feels routine. And just like Bo said, just trying to stay locked in, to take a second and look around at the atmosphere that you're in. It is a different feel, but, it's the same game we've been playing since, Little League. So.
Yeah, I think it's a really good way to look at it. It's the same game that you're still playing today that you played way back when.
Right.
I would just see, I didn't have that experience. So I would myself personally or my kids. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, this must be really, really neat. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's really cool. All right. We got somebody in the says they know you. They said, what's that? Did you want to say?
No, I'm just listening.
Oh, you can jump in anytime you want.
I thought a couple times.
Bowen Hunter's dad is here as well. Tim Lake.
Tim Lake, yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. Says, those are my boys. Love those two.
Tim Lake is a great guy, and that's one of the things with Hunter and Bo. They've been very fortunate to have very good baseball people, coaching them throughout the years growing up.
Yep.
And
That's important.
It is very important. They're vital in players' development. And even more important than that, besides being very good baseball people, they're very good people. And Tim Lake is one of those guys. And Hunter mentioned this to me several times. He says, Dad, out of all the coaches I've had, he's had a lot of good coaches. He says, I had the most fun playing for Tim Lake.
Yeah, without a doubt.
He's told me that multiple times. And it's one of the reasons they love
Did you play him a little travel ball?
Yeah,
travel
I played.
ball?
Yeah, I played for Tim for a couple years, few years, travel ball, and a lot of fun. Nothing but fun. Good group of guys, and he made it fun for all of us. So.
He just said, "Jim is the best."
Yeah,
Tim's the best. Great guy.
You know, and Tim, you know, don't get ahead here on this, but a bloated head. But I have to say that any player that I have spoken to, you know, like yourself, that's out of high school and, you know, or out of travel ball, they all have admiration for Tim Lake. There's one kid that I know is just for the lack of a better term, we'll kind of call him like my stepson-in-law. And he played for Tim years ago. His name is Logan.
Oh yeah, Logan McGowan.
No, Logan Rourke. He's from Norwich.
Oh, okay.
He's from Norwich.
Right.
And and he actually coaches Little League. Logan coaches Little League baseball in Norwich.
Okay.
You know, now, so he's kind of continued on with that legacy. But you mentioned, you know, because I told him, I said, yeah, I got a couple of new coaches at Griswold. He goes, oh yeah, who? And I said, oh well, Tim Lake's one of them. Are you kidding me? You know, so we started talking about. So Tim, yeah, you've been a subject of conversation in our house a couple times. So now, where did you go to school? High school.
Yeah, so we both went to Killingly High School and played baseball all 4 years there. I actually played basketball the first 2 years, but baseball was always the main focus. And,
Gotcha.
So that's where we both came from.
Gotcha. And did you play also baseball and basketball?
My freshman year, I played basketball and soccer, but I just decided to focus on baseball after that.
What was it about baseball for you?
I think baseball is just different than any other game. Obviously, my dad is a huge baseball fan, so I
I would like to welcome you and your family to make an appointment today for an eye exam. Even though the name has changed, we are still providing the same family-friendly eye care as Dr. Z. We are located at 8 North Main Street in Jewett City. You can also find Grizzled Eye Care on Facebook and send us a message. Don't forget that eye exams correlate to your whole body health too. It's not just new glasses and contacts. So come see me, Dr. Katina Simmons, at the all-new Grizzled Eye Care, formerly Dr. Zuckerbrand's. Hope to see you soon.
Spring is here and Easter is almost here as well. Spring flowers and arrangements are now ready for you at Jewett City Greenhouse and Florist. There's no better place to get a beautiful Easter lily, either for yourself or as a gift. The D'Amico family has been serving our area for 4 generations. Remember, they also have the perfect solution for weddings, proms, memorial services, and Mother's Day is just around the corner too. Order on JewettCityFlorist.com or visit their store on Ashland Street. Jewett City Florist and Greenhouse is a proud sponsor of Grizzled Baseball.
We love the 80s.
Your internet home for big 80s hair and big 80s hits.
When you hear the call, you got to get it underway.
SNSN.
All right, good morning. Welcome back.
Hi, this is Lisa Griffin of Eastern Connecticut.
Why that is continuing to play, I have no idea. But anyway, we are back here in the studio with the Yaworski Brothers from the Norwich Sea Unicorns. Tim has another comment. Hunter, show your tattoo.
Yeah.
I'd have to lift up my whole shirt because
okay.
my whole back's covered. So
Show 'em quick.
show 'em
Turn
quick.
around. Yeah, look at that.
On air? I don't. All right.
Yeah, well, I mean, there we go. Oh, look at that. Angel wings.
I have a sword coming down my
Oh.
arm too.
Tim's been a good influence on Hunter with the
Yeah.
tattoos. Tim has a couple of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha. So what was the driving force? Because I noticed your earring too.
Yeah. So I'm a Christian. Bo and I are both Christians. So pretty much everything on my back is a sign of like Christian symbolism. I got the angel wings, the Jesus cross, and then I have a knight, which is supposed to resemble like a Christian warrior, like a warrior of Christ. So that's the backstory behind those. I'm still going.
I noticed the earring too. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and then when Tim said that, I'm like, then I saw it, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So not done yet. I'm still filling up my back, but
How much did that cost you?
A
Your
lot.
entire Sea Unicorn salary for this year.
Yeah, pretty much. But I go to a guy in Norwich. I go to the same guy as Tim Lake, John Fish.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
So I go to a guy in Norwich too, but
yeah, he works out of Norwich and he runs his own business like right outside his house. He's really good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You hooked up with any ink yet?
Yeah, I do. I have a number 7 on my chest.
Oh, do you?
Mhm.
And is that your number or?
Oh no, it was one of my friend's numbers.
Oh, okay. Okay. Was it somebody that had?
Yeah, he passed away from
Okay.
cancer.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
Great ball player.
Great ball player.
Great kid. He played with Bo for 7. I coached him for 8 years. Him and Bo
Mhm.
from Little League All Stars all the way through AAU till 17 when he passed away. Great kid, great ball player, but a super kid, super family.
Yeah.
Zach Stillera from Pomfret.
It's a great memorial.
Oh,
Carry him
yeah.
forever like that. You know, that's awesome. So now, we've kind of you went to Killingley High School, Mitchell College. You're still going to Mitchell College.
Right.
Well, first of all, what was your major?
Sport management.
Okay. And what is yours?
I'm undecided right now.
Undecided? Yeah. You don't need to know yet. You're only just going to go into your sophomore year. I mean, is it something that you want to remain in baseball with, or?
Yeah, that's a good question. After this year, I want to keep playing baseball. I'm taking the summer to figure out where I want to go, what I want to do. But with the sport management degree, I'm not totally sure what I want to do yet. I really like fitness, so
Sure.
I'm looking to get into fitness. So I might not entirely use my degree yet, but just taking the summer to figure things out and
Play some baseball.
Right. Yeah, I just want to keep playing ball. So
You know what, man? You got your whole life figured out.
Yeah.
I didn't figure it out probably till about 15 years ago. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? And I'm 70. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
my
No.
dad bought that one.
Hook, line, and sinker on that one. 56. Yeah. Tim again says, Hunter, show your tattoo, blah, blah. We saw that. He goes, I can also be a bad influence too, Mike. Laughing emoji.
Only behind closed doors.
He said, I know from Grizzle High School there were a lot of, because you get to talk to the kids, and very positive on Coach Lake. He's just so you know, Tim, just so you know, nothing but love, good things. So is there a part of you or either of you that, playing baseball, that this right here in the Futures League will go ahead and gravitate into a larger opportunity? Because we know, I'm sure you know the name Colton Bender, right? So he played for Lyman, and then I believe he played for the Sea Unicorns for last year, right? Then he went to the Cape Cod League, and then now he's drafted by the Padres. Yeah. And is this something that maybe you're looking towards or hoping, or either one of you?
Yeah, either one of us, we really want a shot at pro ball, to do what Bender did was great. But I see the Futures League as a good opportunity to showcase, my level of play. And we're hoping for a big opportunity, a big break somewhere. And I'm really hoping to play pro ball in the future. Yeah.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah, obviously the end goal is to get signed to a professional team somewhere.
Right.
But I think the Futures League is also a great league just to develop as a player, because you're playing every day. You're playing so many games.
Sure.
So you can learn a lot about yourself as a player to improve.
I don't think is there a lot of difference, if any, between the single A short season Tigers and the Sea Unicorns? Seems like it's the same experience, a lot of the same players. Or, throughout the league.
Yeah, the thing with the Futures, like I said, you get a lot of younger guys developing. So, they could have some good stuff. They just need some fine tuning. So you do face, a lot of, legit dudes, that can, throw real well. So you're facing good pitching every day. And, it's really good as a hitter to, see competitive pitching.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You're only going to get better.
Right.
Seeing better pitching and stuff. So, we had a gentleman in Friday. We had some of the Mystic Schooners in.
Yeah.
And we had one dude, and he was 6'5", and he was starting pitching that night. And he said, I asked him, I says, how? He goes, I can bring it around 90.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
They see that.
Yeah.
Huh?
They see that. Hunter saw 97 last year, and he hit it. He said, Dad, the speed's not the hard thing; it's the movement. But
it's really pitchers that can command their off speed pitches is huge. It's really hard as a hitter, especially when it's coming out of their hand at like high 80s, 90. So
it's funny that you say that it's the movement, because we do youth sports right from Little League on up, and when you watch the Little League kids play, it's like, oh, he's fast. You're right. It's like here, right? Oh my God, I don't want to get hit, that kind. But the older you get, the more you develop, it's not about the speed. It's about the movement. So I think that's really good that you said that. So you obviously know the game quite well.
Yeah.
Tim's very active. The Yaworskis will play at the next level because of their commitment to work ethic and love of the game. Oh, and they both have a beautiful swing.
That was Tim that said that.
That's Tim.
Yeah.
They're both left-handed, throw left-handed, bat left-handed, and I'm prejudiced, but this swing is sweet. It's nice. They put a lot of time in. That's why it's as nice as it is. They can hit the fastball. There's no doubt about that.
Who would you, if you were going to compare their swing? Oh, by the way, come on in camera. Tim says, let's get Big Jim on camera. You just come right in the middle of right in the middle.
Hopefully they won't punch me.
No.
Yeah, thanks.
If you would compare their swing to say a major league player right now, who would you?
I would go back a little bit, and I would go back into the 19, and they're not at this level yet. They're not there yet, but their swing reminds me of these two guys. Wade Boggs and Don Mattingly, both left-hand hitters who can use the whole field, especially with Bo. Bo's been able to do it since he's been a little kid. Mm-hmm. Hunter has really improved in that area a lot through working with Travis Beausoleil, the Mitchell coach, who knows a lot about hitting and is a great baseball guy and a great guy. but also the last several years, Hunter's really learned to use the whole field. And, Mattingly and
so you're more of a spray hitter?
Hunter's a spray hitter with pop. Okay. He can hit it far, as far as a lot of people in the area. Bo can also, you'd be surprised, he can jack him out pretty good too, but Bo really has been always able to spray the ball all over the field with authority. His signature hit is just lining a ball over the left fielder's head on one bounce off the fence. He's been doing it since.
They sound very similar.
They are, but Hunter's got a little more power.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah. But Bo, he ran into 5 this year. He's got some pop too.
You hit 5 home runs? Is that what?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Mitchell.
Very good. I hit 1 home run in my life. That was in Little League.
You and me.
That's it. Done. It's one and done. So tell us a little more about the Sea Unicorns. I mean, when's the next game at Dodd Stadium?
It's actually tonight at 6:30.
Who are you playing tonight?
Who are playing tonight, Bo?
The Starfires, I think.
Starfires, yeah. And they're from Westfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's going to win?
Us, hopefully.
How's the season so far? I mean, you guys are 6-9, is it?
Yeah, 6-9. We slow start. Like I said, it's a long season. We're still bringing some guys in that are finishing up at their regionals for their college. We just got Bo. So the team's really coming together. And, what I noticed with this team, we all know that we're playing together for a long period of time. So a lot of the guys just click and get close almost instantly. So, we're already getting along together really well. And it's going to be a really fun summer with the guys. Yeah.
What's the difference between, and I really don't know, the difference between the Futures League and the NECBL, the Schooners that also you guys share? It's a unique situation to me where you have 2 teams that are sharing, as their home field.
Right.
And I've met you guys, and I met a couple of, players from the Schooners.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the leagues? If you could give us a little, either one of you.
Yeah. So to my knowledge, the Futures and the NECBL are pretty similar. I think the NECBL is looked higher upon. They're looked as a little bit of a higher level of play. So I think some of the Futures Leagues kids look to play in the NECBL. That's where you go pretty much right before Cape Cod.
Cape Cod,
yeah. And you see a lot more D1, D2 kids playing for the NECBL, not a whole lot of D3 kids. There's a lot of D3 kids that end up in the Futures, like myself. So that's the difference, really. But a lot of similarities. They're very similar in my eyes.
So that's a veteran's view. What about from a rookie's view?
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar. I think it's hard to distinguish the level of play rather than, like he said, there's more like high level D1 guys in the NECBL, and there's more like standout D3, D2, and you also get some D1 guys in the Futures League too.
Bo can give you a little more background too. He had a 10-day temporary contract out in Indiana in the Northwoods League this summer, which is considered like Chris Sale and Max Scherzer and a lot of major league players have come out of the Northwoods League where he had the 10-day temporary contract. So he can give you an idea. He had a good experience out there too.
What was the experience like? I mean, what was it? A 10-day contract. What is that?
Yeah. So I was on
other than 10 days.
Yeah. So I was out there for about 2 weeks. Get the game started like 4 days after.
I heard 10 days.
Well, yeah, 10 games.
Yeah. I know.
So the only real difference between the Futures League and the Northwoods League, I think, is that the away games we would have to travel at least 4 hours for wherever.
All by
we were
bus.
going. Yeah, so that was really felt like a pro ball experience because I was traveling anywhere from 4 to like 7 hours.
Yeah,
and we'd stay in hotels overnight for like a 2 or 3 game series, and we'd come back home. But yeah, it's a pretty similar experience.
That's a pro ball experience right there. Yeah,
that was really the only difference.
So now we're looking at like the level of play, what the difference is between the Schooners. I think the greatest thing about it is that there's a lot of great local baseball. Yeah. We like to here at SNSN, we like to promote local, And I don't think that there's enough emphasis on local baseball, at your level. High school is one thing, but when you start talking Sea Unicorns, that is a great experience. I mean, have you guys been on the field? Just take a look and see some of the kids, and they're just in awe.
Yeah.
Of what what it's like to be out there and stuff, because they're hoping someday to be out there with you.
Yeah. Right.
So
a great thing on that point, after a couple of their games already so far this year, it's a very proud moment as a dad. I see Bo and Hunter and other Unicorn players, and there's 10 little kids in line having their ball signed by Hunter and Bo. And
that's really cool.
And you mentioned the local thing. They're teammates with some local guys from the area. From Mitchell College, they have Dougie De La Cruz from Montville, Connecticut, who's a really good hitter and a really good person. Comes from a really good family. Great hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have Eddie Cafton from Old Lyme, Connecticut, who's been teammates with Hunter almost every single year
since 12U.
Since he's been 12 years old.
We're talking travel ball again.
Travel ball, yeah.
And then there's also the kid from Waterford, where him and Connor Pedeswa, and Connor Pedeswa and Bo last year were two pretty good players in the ECC. They were pretty dominant. He's a heck of a player. He's pitched 7 shutout innings the other day. I think he has a home run. He's a great player from Waterford. Connor Pedeswa is his name. Yeah. So there's a lot of good local talent, like you said.
And it's just good local baseball. And it's a great experience to get out to Dodge Stadium. I think it's just awesome. So here's another thing that I don't know the answer to. Obviously, I don't know a lot of answers, but playing for the Sea Unicorns, is there an age limit? Is there a ceiling?
Yeah, so I think as long as you have years of eligibility,
what do you mean years of eligibility? What does that mean?
So
I'm eligible, but I'm not playing.
So like academically, I was a senior at Mitchell, but with the COVID years that they gave us, I still have 2 years left because I technically missed 1 or 2 seasons. Sure. So I still have a couple of years of eligibility left to play in the NCAA. That's how I'm able to still keep going. And
so basically what you're saying is 22, or once you're out of college, on normal circumstances,
right? Because the future,
that's it.
Yeah, because the future is it's the Futures Collegiate Baseball League, so it's all collegiate players.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. See, Dave Polino. He's from Hamden area. You're talking about your swing. He said, sounds like Jeff McNeil from the Mets.
Jeff McNeil's a good hitter. He uses the whole field, tough out.
Yeah, he just said lefty that sprays the ball all over the field with the occasional pop to hit it out of the park.
That's a very good comparison.
Yeah.
Very good comparison.
Victoria says, hey, that's Mr. Y. Best teacher ever.
Victoria.
Lewis.
Victoria. I tell you, I remember. From Sterling. I taught in Canterbury for, like I said, 37 years.
Yep.
And 36 of those years, I was at Baldwin Middle School. 1 year, I was at the elementary school because I needed an elementary school teacher. But I had the fortune to work with so many great kids, and Victoria is one of them. I mean, it's so nice of her to say that. It's such a rewarding career because I have so many kids that come up to me and say, "Oh, Mr. Y, I loved having you as a teacher," and I loved having them as students. I loved it. But thank you, Victoria. Very nice.
She just said, "What a great surprise to see him and the boys." Taylor Robinson. She put, is that? I don't know if that's her name, Victoria Taylor Robinson.
Okay, could be.
I don't know what she's talking. Victoria, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Come on.
Nice girl.
Did you get bit by a corgi?
No. She's good.
No, she's very kind. She frequents the show often. We love having her around. I'm just trying to hit the board here to see what else we can go. Tim Lake again says, "Can I get a signed bat if I come tonight?"
Absolutely, yeah,
absolutely.
Bring your own bat, though. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's a question which I'm sure you guys can answer, and I don't know if you know the history about this because it's so. But I'm going to ask you anyway. You can say, "I don't know," but obviously, a sea unicorn is a narwhal,
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get any? I mean, do you get teased at all about? I think it's genius. Lee Walter, the general manager,
Great guy.
Yeah, we sat and we talked one day because we were up there. We did a game on Little League night, about a month ago, and he came in and he did an inning with us. And I told him, I said, this is genius. Mm-hmm. The color scheme and everything, and a lot of teams going with different kind of names more than like the Red Sox, Yankees, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Sea Unicorns. And when I first heard of a sea unicorn, what the hell's a sea unicorn?
Yeah.
I didn't even know at first.
It the name gets, it gets people to talk about it. You see a lot of even like minor league, like small minor league teams or teams like the Sea Unicorns, like in the Futures, the name gets around because, when you first hear the name, it's just so different. And, I love it though. It sticks well with the team, and
you won't not forget it.
Right. Exactly.
No, at first I remember when they first announced they were changing the name. This was like a couple years ago. At that point, mm-hmm. I was like, why the heck are they changing it to the Sea Unicorns? Yeah. But then when Hunter signed last year, I saw like the logo and I saw like the uniforms and everything and the color schemes. And I was like, wow, this is actually really cool. Like, I think I might be a little biased, but I think we have the best team name in the.
Oh, I do too. I am not even kidding. I mean, there's a gentleman here that in town that does some podcasts. He's a Yankee fan. The podcast is called Bronx Baseball.
Oh, I know. Justin Tucker.
No, well, Justin's part. It's Scott Fryer.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
So we play a little game here once in a while. It's Scott Fryer or Air Fryer.
Yeah, okay.
So, here's one for you. Yeah. You know what an air fryer is, right?
I do not.
You don't know what an air fryer is?
I went to Griswold High School.
Oh, shit.
Boom. I
it's the thing you put on the counter, and you can cook food in it.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay.
It cooks it fast.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah. Air circulates really, really fast.
That's cool. I was thinking about when you were talking about the cool name of the Norwich Sea Unicorns, along that same viewpoint, when you look at the names of like college league baseball teams and minor league baseball teams, you have some of the greatest names that they're so cool. And Bo, tell them the name of your team out in Indiana this summer.
Yeah, so when I was in Indiana, my team name was the Kokomo Jackrabbits.
Nice.
Nice picture of a jackrabbit on their uniform. Yeah. It was beautiful. Myself and my wife were watching him play, and we're like, "Oh, what a great home uniform! That's awesome."
We had some. We had like full cream uniforms, like cream jerseys, cream pants.
Nice.
They were cool.
I'll tell you, there's one team that I think has pretty cool uniforms, but they're not really a professional baseball team. The Savannah Bananas.
Oh yeah, I knew you were gonna say them. Yeah.
What's the deal with them? Are they just like the Globetrotters of baseball? Is that what it is?
That's exactly what they are. Yeah. They just like having fun, and
you met one.
They're different.
You met one of their players the other night, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're good ball players.
Yeah. Bill Lee. He plays
Spaceman.
So we met him the other night. He was at Dodd Stadium.
Oh, I heard that. I heard that.
Yeah.
Yes. Savannah Bananas. God. I just think they're funny.
They are fun.
But they can hit. They can pitch. They can.
Oh yeah.
All right. A couple more comments. So great to see the Yaworskis on your show. Incredible family. Congratulations to Bo and Hunter on their success. That comes from Kevin Trahan.
Oh, Kevin, great. Another great baseball guy from the area, former UConn star.
I have tried to get him to do commentary and stuff. He's so good, and he doesn't. He goes, no, because he doesn't want to do it.
Kevin is great. That's the neat thing about baseball. You meet so many great people, and Kevin's just a shining example of that. He's a great guy.
I think maybe if we did golf, he might come on. I don't know. We haven't done play-by-play for golf yet. But he knows so much about sports and just
I was watching you when you mentioned playing basketball at Killingly, and one of the games, Kevin was sitting there in the stands. I sat right next to him.
He's a big local fan.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great.
So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He'll be messaging me. What was the score tonight?
Yeah,
just a random game, Griswold or Plainfield or whatever. So he is a real fan.
That makes me think of something too. Like I know Kevin well because I played against him a little bit, and just a great guy. But maybe I don't know if you want it, but maybe you could mention a couple of the coaches over the years that you've had that have been influences in your life. Really good influence. If you want.
Yeah, I'll name a few. Tim Lake, obviously, he's been.
It's probably a good idea to mention him right there.
Yeah, that one's out of fear. But a couple other guys. Wendell Anderson, he's been Bo and I's hitting coach for pretty much our whole lives, our whole career, and we still stay in contact to this day. And my head coach at Mitchell College, Travis Beausoleil, he's really developed me into the player I am now. And our pitching coach from Mitchell, Sean Gil-Blair, he's from Eastern, one of the best Eastern players to ever play there. And he's helped me out a lot too. Obviously he's a pitching coach, but he knows a lot about hitting, and he was a two-way at Eastern. So
gotcha.
Those are a few guys. There's others, but those are the first ones that come to mind.
He pretty much named all those coaches because they're all my coaches too.
Got it.
But I'm gonna add Ben DeZonier. He was my high school coach.
He's the current Killingley High School baseball coach. Yep.
And then Drew Daly. He's the pitching coach at Killingley, and he went to Mitchell.
Okay.
He was a
All
couple
right.
years ahead of Hunter. And then Brian LeVake. He coached me from when I was really young to like age 13. And yeah, he was a good coach.
Yeah, good coaches. He mentioned two quick things come to mind. Number one, you mentioned Travis Beausoleil at Mitchell, and Hunter has told me multiple times over the last couple of years. He goes, Dad, he was always a pretty good player, but he says, Dad, I've improved so much as a ball player since I've come with Travis Beausoleil and Sean Gil-Blair and Danny Santos at Mitchell College. He's told
the
me
name
that.
Danny Santos keeps coming up.
Yeah, Danny Santos is a great assistant coach at Mitchell. He's a PE teacher in New London. One of the three coaches with Mitchell. It's Travis Beausoleil, the head coach, the pitching coach, Sean Gil-Blair, and then Danny Santos, and just all great guys.
Yep.
Right? Great guys.
Yep.
He's an educator, teacher.
Okay.
I'm also gonna add John DiOrio. He was
when
I was 12. He coached our Little League All-Star team. I won't go too into that, but he was one of my favorite coaches to play for.
They went to the Final Four when Bo, Little Pomfret in Brooklyn.
Okay.
With Fairfield, Coggin-Chog in Berlin, and
Coggin-Chog is I'll tell you something. They're rough in every sport.
Yeah,
and
I tell you, a little engine that could.
And they're the team that knocked Brooklyn Pomfret out. They were really good. And the neat thing about this is that on the Norwich Sea Unicorns team this year, they have the left-hand pitcher from Coggin-Chog that Bo played against, and he's now with the Unicorns. I think he's going to UConn next year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, good player, very good player. Also, they've had a couple of guys that have really influenced, besides coaches, that have worked with you guys in the off seasons. Thinking about Roger and Pete. And Andy. Yeah, those guys, Pete Walker, Andy Walker, Roger LaFrancois, the salt of the earth. They're great guys. I mean, great baseball minds, but even better people. Just super people.
So, Hunter, this may not be a great memory, but something about you like to break wooden bats.
Yeah. So
and tell us about the Rajay Davis bat.
Yeah. So it was when I was
talking about another local guy.
It was when I was either it was probably the age of 17 or 18.
Tell him he had never broken a wooden bat until one summer when he was about 16 or 17.
It was the fall, and I was breaking a bat almost every weekend, and I was pretty much out of baseball bats from people giving them to me. So Tim grabbed this bat out of his trunk, and he's like, "Hunt, this is a professional bat. If you break this, then I don't think you can swing. I don't think you can swing anymore." And then that same day, I snapped it right in half. Like the barrel came.
That's Davis's bat?
Yeah. But I got a single out of it. So
there's a big pile to this day down the cellar. Yeah. We have a big pile of the broken wooden bats.
Nice.
He didn't break a wooden bat until he was like, so he started to get into getting stronger. And when he got stronger, he started facing these pitchers that were, 80s that pushed.
Sure.
So you put those two things together, and if you didn't square it
you
up,
break bats.
Yeah. There's a big pile downstairs.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I told you I hit one home run in my career, right? In Little League, right? It just happened to be a grand slam. Thank you. But no, it was it.
Awesome.
Yeah, believe me, everything was in slow motion.
Yeah.
It never happened again. But I always used a wood bat.
Yeah.
Always used a wood bat. And then like 2 games after that, I broke it. It splintered, and I couldn't hit after that.
Yeah, the good thing about wood is wood really teaches you the right way to hit. So for any of you, parents out there that are looking to, if your kid likes baseball, get him swinging the wood early and often.
I agree with you.
These guys, they would swing the metal during the high school season or the middle school season or the college season. But outside of that, it's all wood. Like in the off seasons, it's all wood because they're learning how to hit the right
There's
way.
actually a league, isn't there? There's an all wood bat league.
That's it. Once you get to be what is it, like 15? They're all wooden bats.
Right.
They're all wood.
Yeah, summer ball from like 15 on is all.
It's all wood. Yeah. Gotcha. And it teaches you the right way to hit. It's much harder because there's only like a little sweet spot. Whereas aluminum, you don't have to hit it in the sweet spot, and you can still hit it pretty good.
The thing about wood is that with me, it was always the sound of the ball off the bat.
Yeah,
it's
more rewarding.
Classic, it's just a classic sound.
It's a great sound.
Let's see. So how will Mr. Y handle it if the boys are drafted to a team other than the Red Sox?
Who's that from?
Victoria.
Oh, she's great. I'm a diehard Red Sox fan, but Victoria.
She said like the Yankees.
Yeah, I got to tell you this, Victoria. I've said this. Like, I love the Red Sox, but when it comes to family and blood, that's number one. And I watched those games at Yankee Stadium, and I'm thinking, oh, Hunter and Bo would thrive in this stadium. Right field is like it's like a fly ball. It's you just hit a fly ball and it's gone. Yeah. It's ideal. So if they, keep going and end up playing professionally, big F. But if they do, I'll be thrilled. And if they ever ended up that far, no matter what team they were with, I would be thrilled. If they were with the Red Sox, it would be like heaven. But
sure, yeah.
But I just love going to the games to watch them play. They're enjoying it. So right now they're with the Sea Unicorns and Mitchell College and for Bo, and I'm just enjoying it and loving it. It brings so much pride and love to my heart.
Now you still have 2 years of eligibility because of COVID. So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
That's a positive, taking it out of a negative, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And now do you get the same the same respect in with that, or because it happened before you? So
right. So yeah, since I wasn't in college when the whole COVID thing happened, so I just have a normal 4 years of eligibility.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like Hunter's teammate from Montville is Dougie De La Cruz, who plays at Mitchell, and he's been Conference Player of the Year twice. He's a great hitter, like I said, but he's taking advantage and doing his internship this coming year, and he's going to play another year with Mitchell, which is not only great for Dougie De La Cruz, it's great for the Mitchell College baseball team.
Are you going to be able to play at Mitchell again?
Yeah. So I'm taking the summer to figure out what I want to do.
Now, do you have to be a student, or do you just have the 2 years of eligibility for college ball?
That's a good question. I don't think Mitchell has a grad program. So if I were to go back to school, I'd want to get my master's degree. So I'd take that 2 years to get my master's. So, like I said, taking this summer to see what opportunities come up, and, could be could be going back to school, or could be hopefully playing pro ball somewhere.
Got it.
Yeah.
So if you like this interview that we're doing here this morning, this is really nothing more than we do as local sports, local people, and local news all the time, and we just keep going and going and going. And this is a big reason why we do this. And a couple of boys here in the Killingly area, and now they're making it good, playing with the Sea Unicorns, going to school, taking the right path, which is really cool that you guys are doing that. And it's good to see that the Unicorns recognize that too. College kids come on in, and helping you guys, move on, and maybe even getting you to the next level.
Right.
So do you have anything else you want to say? Let's promo tonight's game.
Yeah. So Sea Unicorns versus the Westfield Starfires. Sea Unicorns are hot. We're going to win tonight.
You won your last game.
Won our last game.
One in a row.
Three out of the last four.
There you go. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So good weather, good day to watch some ball, and ready to play.
Yeah. Good local baseball. What about you? You want to promo the game tonight?
I mean, he pretty much said all that needs to be said. So I don't really have anything to add.
All right. Guys, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you,
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope to have some more Unicorn players, as the season progresses and stuff like that. I think it's personally, I love baseball. Right, Jim? I mean, we're just fans of baseball, and
these guys will tell you I'm a baseball fanatic, and
yeah,
they know it, and I couldn't be happier watching these guys play.
Sea Unicorns. I will say, it's good local baseball, but it's got that it's got that big league feel. I know when we go into the press box up there and you just look out and I'm like, there's no different, than you go to any other park,
right?
As far as, the way it feels and stuff. Yeah. But the other thing is it's very affordable.
It is.
You can take a family out, and go to a ball game at Dodge Stadium and have a great time, watching baseball and, having something to eat and whatever. It's very affordable. It's an affordable night out for a family.
Just for the local people, Thursday night is $1 hot dog night. Their hot dogs are great, and they're only $1 a hot dog on Thursday nights.
Is there a limit?
Yeah, there's no limit.
$2 beers, I think, too.
Yeah. Thursday night's a great night, and Friday night's fireworks night. But Thursday's a great night for that. Great hot dogs and good stuff.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar with this type of entertainment, this family fun and everything, make sure you check out the Norwich Sea Unicorns at Dodge Stadium. So, gentlemen, thank you very much.
Pleasure, Mike.
I appreciate it. It's a pleasure. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks for listening to me, Mike.
No, that was really great. I mean, you took me back. It's amazing. How many people come into the studio and you actually have some sort of connection with it you don't even realize. So, and you do look just like Charlie. I've been thinking that the whole time. So, do you get that a lot?
Yeah, I definitely get that a lot.
Yeah. All right. That's going to do it for us today here on SNSN. We'll be back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? Yeah. Paul Lash will be with us tomorrow right here. And who knows what we're going to talk about? We have no idea. See you tomorrow. Good night. Goodbye.
We give you what you want, what you really, really want.